4 o'clock exactly, the Le Mans International 24-hour car race will begin. This year, as you know, we are celebrating the 50th birthday of the Automobile Club de l'Ouest, the organizers of this, the world's greatest sports car race. Over 50 cars in the hands of some of the finest drivers in the world are getting ready to celebrate this half-century of mechanical progress. Competitors are requested to get to their marks at once, please. Pit scrutineers have exactly 10 minutes for their final checks. Requested to get to the places assigned to them. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Et voici que les concurrents viennent de partir, c'est-à-dire
They're off. It's a spectacular mass start and a deafening roar along this endless road. Let's seize the chance to point out the famous hazards along this 9-mile circuit, which drivers who finish will have lapped 300 times. Here's the famous Tête Rouge, a red bank corner. Then comes the long straight, Les Unadières, where the drivers go all out at times touching nearly 200 miles an hour. At such speeds, these braking signs are critical. At the end of this Unadière straight, the road twists in a sharp right angle. The famous Mulsanne corner luckily provided with a slip road for drivers in difficulty. Number 4 gets his Jaguar onto the circuit. A few hundred yards after the Mulsanne corner, we have the Arnage S-bends, which bring us into the second straight running past the stands. So to the completion of a lap.
This 24-hour race is beginning with extremely high-speed racing, a real slugging match between the high-powered cars. Already Corrin's Ferrari has retired, and now number 7, Mike Hawthorne, and his Ferrari are in the lead, followed by number 2, Berra and his Maserati, and his teammate Sterling Moss in the number 1 Maserati. Then comes number 3, the Flockhart Bueb Jaguar, then number 4, the Duncan Hamilton Gregory Jaguar, followed by number 20, Tony Brooks and his Aston Martin. The timekeepers announce officially that the lap record, which has just been broken by Hawthorne, number 7 Ferrari, at an average of nearly 124 miles an hour, has been broken again by the French driver Berra in Maserati number 2 at a speed of over 125 miles an hour.
Hawthorne has just completed the first ever under 4-minute lap at Le Mans.
Yes, it's certainly a record-smashing race we're seeing today. At the moment, number 4 Jaguar holds the flying kilometre record at 178.8 miles an hour. After a wheel change, which has lost him the lead, Mike Hawthorne tears off after Jean Berra. Is now lapping the circuit with extraordinary regularity in front of Maserati number 1 and Ferrari number 9.
The high-power cars are giving no quarter in this ruthless battle. The old saying that Le Mans is lost in the first 3 hours is once again forgotten. In their eagerness, drivers seem to have lost sight of the final aim of this 24-hour race. Of course, the public follows all the ups and downs, every dramatic moment, in breathless excitement. And soon we begin to wonder how long the drivers and the machines will stand up to such a pace. Medium-powered cars like number 61 Ferrari, though not actually taking part in this giant slogging match, are all the same being influenced by it. And it becomes obvious that this fantastic battle will affect the final result.
With Berra and Seymour out, it's now the turn of their teammates, Moss and Shell in Maserati number 1, out of the race with a broken back axle after a grueling 3 hours.
For over 3 hours they've been tearing round. There's still 21 hours to go, and already some of the most powerful cars have retired. Let's go back to yesterday, when great care was being taken by the mechanics in preparing the cars for the fray. The drivers were practicing continually. There's Fangio. Let's go back 50 years to the time when the Automobile Club de l'Ouest was born. If cars as old as the club had raced today, they would look like this. In this modern setting of Le Mans, they look terribly old-fashioned. How will the racing car of today compare with the car of tomorrow? The mass production car owes much to these thoroughbreds, but equally to the small high-performance cars like the Lotus and Panhard. And also to the efforts of the enthusiast.
The 2-litre Ferrari, number 27, driven by Perro, has just stopped at the pits. Tabarneau, the first driver, now takes the wheel. Jaguar number 16, entered by the Ecurie Nationale Belge, which was well placed in the race, is also making a short routine stop at the pits.
Hour after hour, the race goes on. After the red-hot pace of the first few hours, the positions are becoming stabilized, and interest in the race flags a little. Anyway, no public can remain in a continual trance of excitement, and so the crowd relaxes. Another aspect of this Le Mans 24-hour race, and not the least picturesque either. Spectators, old and young, seek a means of escape from the magic circle in which the cars imprison them. But wherever you go, whatever you do, the roar of the engines keeps your head swimming and is inescapable to the last second of the race. You stroll around, sleep, eat, enjoy yourself and daydream as you watch the cars. It's a zoo, a village fair, a surrealist ballet, all rolled into one. That is the atmosphere of the 24-hour of Le Mans.
Stops at the pits for the second time. Bueb takes over from his co-driver Flockhart.
now the drivers have to face a new obstacle, darkness. Tavano will have to be shaken out of his sleep. His co-driver Perron comes in with Ferrari number 27. No driver is allowed to remain at the wheel continuously for more than 36 laps. Tavano takes over.
At the 7th hour, the positions are: first, Jaguar number 3, driven by Flockhart and Bueb. Second, Aston Martin number 20, Brooks and Cunningham Reed. Third, Ferrari number 9, Champetier and Chantigny. Jaguar number 3 has covered 99 laps in 7 hours. 16 cars are already out of the race.
There are still 38 cars roaring around this circuit, and how many of them will come through the dangers of the night? While the machines hurtle on at speeds of up to 170 miles an hour, the fun of the fair increases around this endless and tremendously exacting road.
Les 4 billets de 100 francs vous sont offerts. Activement, mesdames, messieurs, demandez, faites vite servir. Appuyez sur le volant, appuyez.
The grey light of dawn follows the sleepless night, and with it appears the morning mist, another danger which obliges competitors to take risks in order to keep up their average. Since the night before, the Jaguars have built up a resounding lead. The two entered by the Ecurie Ecosse, numbers 3 and 15, along with 3 other privately owned Jaguars, are making the pace. 5 Jaguars on the leaderboard. Yet nobody seems to be there to applaud this unprecedented feat. The unique community of Le Mans has finally been conquered by sleep. Fatigue has beaten the crowd, just as it has beaten many of the machines, some left abandoned on the edge of the road. But there are still 25 cars in the race, more than enough to attract the second day's crowd, the Sunday crowd.
Alors n'hésitez pas, mesdames, avancez, messieurs, pour ce nouveau départ, avancez pour ce nouveau décollage. Alors de information. Alors mesdames, alors messieurs, n'hésitez pas, avancez national du siècle, le mur de la mort, le pilote qui...
At the end of the 18th hour, Jaguar number 3, Flockhart and Bueb, is still in the lead with an overall average of more than 115 miles an hour. Number 3 is now 7 laps ahead of its teammate, Jaguar number 15, driven by Sanderson and Lawrence. In third place, 11 laps behind, come Marie and Luca in their Jaguar. Paul Frere and Roussel in another Jaguar are lying fourth, 17 laps behind.
And so when the inhabitants of our mushroom town begin to feel the pangs of hunger and settle down for the biggest picnic of the year, on the track the result is a foregone conclusion, unless a dramatic turn in events, always a possibility, comes to disturb the picnickers.
litres are all out of the race. Of the 10 cars between 3 and 4 litres, 6 are still in and 5 of them are Jaguars. It looks as though Jaguar cannot fail to win. Bueb gets ready to take over from his co-driver Flockhart at the wheel of Jaguar number 3, which is still leading. We must also note the remarkable performance put up by the 750 and 1100cc Lotus cars, which still lead their respective classes.
Then he goes 5 left behind. Number 8 is down 257. Number 4 is 253.
Jaguar number 3 is now more than 8 laps ahead of the car immediately behind and is sure of victory.
And on the Hunaudière straight, Jaguar number 3 continues on its triumphant way, victorious against time, fatigue, darkness and mist. Not to mention the strain of the closing stages. Ron Flockhart has taken over the wheel for the last time. A record average of 113.8 miles an hour over a record distance of 2,731 miles.
For terminé, and to congratulate once again Ecurie Ecosse. I'm going to do it again. I watch out for it.
Flockhart and Bueb have put their signature to this 50th anniversary race. Their victory is that of restraint and common sense. It is a lesson from which car builders and designers all over the world will profit in the future.
Many congratulations. We are very, very proud. The 5th Jaguar victory and the 11th British victory at Le Mans.